What's up, family? It's your girl, Dr. Shonna, and I'm here on a Monday. Surprise, 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 because I want to tell you guys what I'm working on and what I am going to be doing. So while you all are coming in, let me just go ahead and do some housekeeping real quick, and then we're going to get into today's conversation. And this is going to be part one of today's conversation. I'm going to come here with a number of parts so we can have a deeper understanding and a deeper conversation about what's going on. So while we're getting started, I'm going to need you guys, most importantly, to share the video because it is not Friday. It's not Friday. So people are used to seeing me on a Friday or a Saturday. So I'm going to need you all to share the video. Family, if you are on YouTube, I'm going to need you to not only subscribe to the channel, but go ahead and hit that notification button so you guys can know when I am going live. If you are on Facebook, I want you all to go ahead and share the video, give the page a like and a follow. And of course, whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, let's engage with the likes. Let's engage with the comments. Let's try to keep it respectful because y'all know I do cuss people out. Hello? I do cuss people out. So we're not going to cuss nobody out today. We're going to have a real conversation that's very, very important. But if people want to get it, they can get it. So to my monitors, or to my moderators, I should say on YouTube, we're going to let people ask questions. That's fine. People are allowed to ask questions. People are allowed to engage in the conversation just as long as they are not taking attacks. You already know some people like attention. And today, with the energy that I got today, the kind of attention we're going to give them is just silence. We're just going to block them because we're not going to entertain the nonsense today. Now, if I have to cuss anybody out, I will. And I want to say something about that real quick before we get started. Because I know some of y'all be like, well, why she got to do all of that? Why she got to do all of that? Because I am my own person and I like to be my own person. And you, or the powers that be, are not going to silence me. I'm just going to find another way to speak my voice because I'm okay being me. I do not work for you, and I do not do things to make you happy. I do things that I want to do. So don't come on here and tell me how to have my conversations. Don't come on here and tell me how to be. Don't come on here and question my authority, question my education or my experience. Y'all can all kick rocks. And if you bring the smoke, unlike other people who have their channels, I am going to bring the oil, baby. We could both blow up in this BICCH, if you know what I mean. I don't care. So that we got that. We got that clear? Get it? Got it? Good. To all my people who have placed orders, thank you so much for placing your orders. I will be fulfilling orders tomorrow. So I did get you guys orders. So if you didn't receive an email from me, it's only because it's Tuesday. Between Tuesday and Wednesday, I like to fulfill my orders, but you will be getting your products. For everyone else that don't know what I'm talking about, to my ladies, especially my ladies, I have stuff for men too, but my ladies are my number one consumers, and I love y'all. Y'all my number one supporters. I have the Pheromone oil perfumes, right? You just take it off, you roll it on your pulses, right? Rub them together, rub it on your pulses. It's Pheromone perfume. It smells great. It works. It is good. This is my number one seller, followed by my Pheromone massage oil candles. Never burns the skin whatsoever. This one is called Netflix and Chill, but we have other brands and they all smell good. So go ahead to visit helpingcouplesreconnect.com and go ahead and get your products. I do fulfill my products orders on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and you would get something, a message from either me or somebody who helps me to fulfill the products, letting you know it has been received and it will be shipped. So I thank you all for all of that. Again, the website is helpingcouplesreconnect.com. Now let's get into today's conversation. Today we're talking about the Great Reset. Now, I know many of you guys know about the Great Reset as it relates to conversations about resetting the economy. I'm going to take a little bit of a different spin on a great reset because it's things I think y'all ought to know, family. Things I think you ought to know. And I know some of y'all think these kind of conversations are boring because some of us are so conditioned to be entertained. Some of us don't like anything that's going to cause us to have to think because we like to be told what to think about. We like to be told what to do. We like to be told how to operate. We just like to sit back and let other people tell us how to live our lives. Right? But I don't want y'all to do that. Some people think that the Great Reset is a conspiracy. A lot of y'all say things are conspiracy, and then when y'all start getting hit in your head with things left and right, then y'all start second guessing and saying that maybe it wasn't a conspiracy. A lot of y'all said what we were saying a long time ago about the whole COVID-19 pandemic and what they was using it for. A lot of y'all said we was talking crazy. We were bananas, berserk, bizarre, and now all of y'all singing a different tune. I walk around every day and a lot of y'all waking up and now you want to have a different conversation, but a year or two ago, you were ready to kill people like me. Y'all was like ready to fight people like me. I'm just trying to say. Y'all know my channel got striked and everything from YouTube because people like me weren't allowed to question things and have a voice. Now I see a lot of y'all got real quiet. A lot of y'all have shut up because y'all say things are conspiracies. So there's going to be a lot of you guys on here that's going to feel like that the whole Great Reset is just another conspiracy. But I want to offer you guys something different to look at. I want you guys to think in a different way about how this may have a great impact on you. I don't know about you all, but there seems to be some type of reset, and I'm going to call it the Great Reset. There seems to be some type of reset that's going on right now. A reset in our economic system is a reset in our rules, or the rules that we once knew, and is a reset of our social norms. But let's talk about our economic system. We're going to start right there. Y'all with me? Now, when I do this series, I ain't going to be here long. So you better catch these gems I'm throwing down. Y'all can pick them up and you can leave them there. The choice is yours. But I'm going to throw them down. You decide what you want to do with it. And then I'm going to be out. And then I'm going to come back with part 2. And I'm going to give y'all something else to think about. And you can catch those gems or you can let them fall where they may and go on about your life. And then I'm going to come back again with part 3, and I'm going to give y'all something else to think about because I know a lot of us are not paying attention to these kind of things. We're not paying attention to these things. So let's talk about the economic system. What do y'all see going on? What do you guys see going on right before your eyes when we talk about economics or the economic system? What do you all see going on right before your eyes? Many of you guys are not even paying attention. Y'all just driving down your streets and you just in awe of all the stuff that you see. Like, oh, that's nice. Oh my God, when did I get there? Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that. What? Look at what they're doing now. What are some of the things you guys are all seeing right in front of your eyes? Somebody said hyperinflation. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there, but I'm not talking about hyperinflation, even though that's part of it. I want to give you something to think about. Now, I know we're all from different areas, so I'm going to ask some questions so I can start getting your mind rolling. But let me ask you all. There you go. Somebody said it. You know what, Cheyenne? I like Cheyenne. Cheyenne need to come on my team. There you go. Let's put Cheyenne's answer up. There you go. Massive construction right in front of your eyes. And you all are so in awe of it. You guys are so in awe of the massive construction. You got communities with massive housing operations going on right now. And so many of you guys are so super excited about what you're seeing. But do you really understand what this means? Do you really understand what it means? Or are you just so excited that now your community has a Whole Foods? Or are you just so excited that Amazon is in your community now? Are you so excited that there's luxury apartments going up in your community all over the place? And what's happening with this massive construction? You see massive housing construction. You see massive shopping centers, massive restaurants. You guys name it. Name it. A lot of y'all just so excited. Y'all can't wait to get out your old building and go into that new building. You can't wait to pay double and triple your rent, and your salary is still the same. You can't wait to be a part of what's happening right in your community, right in front of your eyes. You got high rent rolls, overpriced housing, overpriced cars. Do you guys know what's happening right now with the car market? Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know? Do y'all know don't just tell me high prices. I want you to tell me a little bit more than that. A little bit more than that. Today is my son's birthday. Today, my baby, well, he's not the baby because the baby is the 8-year-old. But today, my older baby is 18 years old. And when his sister was 17, she got her car. So now I'm at this place where now I got to buy him a car. I'm about to tell y'all something. I'm about to share a little bit of Shonna of my life. I don't really like to share these parts of my life, but I think we got to really get to know each other. So I'm okay with this, because I want y'all to really understand what I'm saying. So we've been out there looking for a car. I had in my head, I ain't going to tell y'all my number because some of y'all some judgmental mother freakers, but I had in my head the price I wanted to pay. And I've been going looking for a car. Come across one car. I'm like, whoo, $32,000 for 2014. Whoo, no, good Lord, we're going to pass on that one. What kind of car was that one? An Acura MDX. And a little less money, just a little less money, an Acura RDX. I said, ooh, Poppy, I don't know if you're going to be able to get that car. So I get in my vehicle and I go to the next location. Minding my business, pumping my music, not even thinking. Because this is what some of y'all do. Y'all just get in the car and just go, not even thinking. At that moment, I ain't thinking. I'm just driving because I'm excited that, his birthday is coming. I wanted to get in the car and drive it up to his university and surprise him and drop off his car, and didn't do it because that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. Going to the next location, and so I got the second car on his list. Okay, a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Let me see about this Jeep Grand Cherokee. I pull up, 2014, $30,000. $30,000. Okay, let me get in my car, go back home, because something is wrong here. Let me start doing some research. Oh, Lord. Look at these prices on these cars. Let me start reading some research articles. And I'm starting to see what's happening. I'm like, oh, this is kind of crazy. Let me restructure and reprogram and see what I can do. Then something said, go talk to your mechanic. So y'all know I have a German car, right? I get in the car. I drive over to my mechanic. This is what I'm seeing. And I give him all the facts that I'm seeing. Hondas, $30,000, $28,000, $32,000. Acuras, same type of pricing. Jeeps, same type of pricing. But BMW X1, 2018, $23,000. I said, why is this car less than the Hondas and the Jeep Grand Cherokees and the Acuras and the Nissans. Like, what's happening here? So I sit down with my mechanic and I said, what's happening here? When is this going to shift? He said, listen, the cars that have the parts readily available, the cars that a lot of people have on the roads that anybody can touch and fix, they're going to be more expensive because it's more in demand. He said, get your son the BMW X1. Do not get him anything older than a 2017. I said, work these numbers with me because I know what my numbers look like for my whip. Work these numbers for me. He said, it's going to be similar, just maybe a little bit cheaper than your numbers. And I said, okay, we're going to have to do this. He said, if you can hold off, wait. So I talked to my son. I said, we're going to hold off a little bit. We're going to see what happens. But if nothing happens how I need it to be happening, then I'll commit to that. I'll commit to that. That wasn't my intentions. It wasn't my intentions, even though they're all used to luxury living, but it wasn't my intentions. But I said, I can commit to that. See, this is what somebody says, buy him a Corolla. First of all, I'm not buying my child a Corolla. No offense to anybody else, but it ain't going to happen, number one. And number two, look at those prices on those Corollas. Don't sleep unless you do your research. Look at those prices on those Corollas. And number three, my child needs an all-wheel drive because the school that he goes to is in snowland. It starts snowing in September, October, and he needs an all-wheel drive. So let's stay in our lanes, people. Let's stay in our lanes. No disrespect to you, DOS GRX, but I wasn't on here asking for advice, respectfully. So we're going to stay in our lanes. You stay in your sandbox. I'm going to stay in my sandbox. I'm going to buy on my level. You're going to buy on your level. Let's stay in our lanes. Right? I'm just saying. So I look at all of this stuff and I said to myself, I wonder if my community sees what's going on. I wonder if y'all see what's going on. This is bigger than just inflation. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is bigger than just inflation. We got high rent rolls. We got high food. We got high gas. We got overpriced houses. People are still overbidding $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 over the asking prices on housing, and people's salaries are staying the same. People's salaries are staying the same. The increased prices for goods, increased prices for everything is out of control. And what's even worse is when you really dig even deeper, what is happening when it comes to the corporations and the businesses in our communities. Businesses are outsourcing left and right. Once upon a time, we already knew they was outsourcing like customer service, right? Because you'll get somebody on the phone, no disrespect to people from other nations, but I'm just going to tell you how I see it. You get on the phone, you be like, can I get somebody who actually speaks English, please? Like that I can understand. Like, really, please? Like, where am I calling? What country am I calling today? Because I don't understand you, and y'all playing games with me. That's how I am on the phone. Y'all playing games with me. Don't play with my money. Get somebody on here that can understand me and I can understand them. Because don't play with me today. We already knew that was going on. But do you know how expansive it is right now? Do you know how deep it is right now? Even regular businesses are outsourcing a lot of their services. Regular businesses don't even have a lot of their sources right here in this country. Forget about manufacturers. Forget about large corporations. They're setting up overseas. So the economic system, something funny is happening here. And too many people are ignoring it. That's a bad thing, people. That's a bad thing. We should really, you want to voice your opinion on something? You should be voicing your opinion in areas like this because it's really going to impact you. You look at the kind of jobs that they are creating. How are you creating those kind of jobs that really pay nothing, but your rent, a place that you was able to get for $1,200, at least in my area, right? $1,200 5 years, 10 years ago is now $2,500. In some cases, $3,000. People are now, listen to what I'm saying, y'all. People are now hooking up with people just to survive. Not because they really like the person, not because they love the person, but they can't survive on their own. If you are not making, I could talk about in my area, I don't know where y'all live at, but in my area, if you're not making like 180, 150, 180, you're doing bad. You're doing bad. If you make it 75, you got to find yourself a boo that makes 75 so y'all can hit the bare minimum. Because you're paying $2,500 to $3,000 for rent. And in many cases, because the way the housing market is going, you're paying $2,600, $2,700 to $3,200 in mortgage. People ain't getting divorced just because they can't afford to. Not because they changed their mind, not because they're going to make it work, but to get a divorce is like, nah, bro. Mm-mm. It's crazy out here. Let's talk about the rules, because I'm going to give you 3 areas I want you to focus on. Like I said, the economic system, the rules that are changing, and the social norms. Those are the 3 areas I want you to focus on. Let's talk about the rules. Over the last 3 years, 3 to 5 years maybe, but mostly we've seen it over the last 2.5 years, there has been a large ban on free speech. You are no longer able to say certain things. You are no longer able to express yourself freely. That's a no-no. You can no longer search for certain things online because they have pulled it off and they don't give you access to it. You cannot formulate your own thoughts and have your own opinion anymore. And so many of us sitting back and we're like, well, I mean, that's right. People should not be allowed to say all of that. Why not? Where we live at, China, I mean, I know America is trying to duplicate what China's doing to some degree. We already know that. We see that. Well, at least I see it. I don't know what other people see, but I see it. But now you can't say nothing. When did we start doing that? When did we start doing that? Privacy? What's privacy? There is no privacy anymore. There is no privacy anymore. Not even what you're searching for. When you go to Google is private. You search for certain things. You want a hit list. Unless you want to buy some humans for trafficking purposes. You can probably search for that and nothing happens to you. Unless you want to buy some children for sexual purposes. You could search for that. Nothing gonna happen to you. Unless you want to see little children being exploited. You can search for that. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Unless you want to see people killing themselves on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, you could watch that. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. But anything to inform you, you can't search for certain things that's gonna inform you. Because then you are either a leftist, you are a right wing, you are a conspiracy theorist, you are an extremist, you are everything negative other than somebody who's a critical thinker and wants research and understanding. They are restructuring definitions of words. What you believe one thing to be, next thing you know, you go Google it, it means something else. In a matter of seconds, not years. There's no debate about it. There's no dialoguing about it. There's no scholarly research about it. They're just going in, changing words, meanings. They're shifting things all the time. They do these things on purpose. On purpose. They change the language that you're allowed to use. They tell you what you can say and what you cannot say now. They even dictate your word choice. If you say certain things that make them feel some kind of way, you on a hit list. You are on the hit. You are a bad person. Once upon a time, what was up. Now up is down and down is up. And you better not say the opposite. Don't take it back to just yesterday. Because if today down is up and up is down, you better not talk about what it was yesterday, because then you are an extremist. What about schools? What about schools? Think about what's happening in our schools. A lot of our schools, particularly in certain communities, y'all better catch this gym I'm about to put down, pick it up. Particularly in certain communities, some schools don't even have you focusing on science, technology, engineering, or math. They don't got you in STEM whatsoever. They are leaving STEM for certain children, and other children get garbage. Other children get to focus on social issues that children should not have to worry about. But other schools are teaching on social issues for the children, and everybody else that's being groomed to be able to operate in certain positions are being taught science, technology, engineering, and math. And your other children in schools that is not of interest, schools that are not of target for advancement, you're focusing on social issues. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. They got y'all believing that y'all can send your children to school to be anything they want to be. Anything they want to be, while they're giving out visas to students coming from other countries who know math and technology better than your kids, because your kids don't even know it exists. I said this how many years? Family, how many of y'all have been with me for a long time? When I first told y'all, when my daughter, who is now entering medical school, when my daughter first started, and I told y'all how I get down, and I said, if you want to get out of school debt-free, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, I'll pay for those degrees. Anything outside of that, that's on your own. You can go ahead and get a student loan. You won't be using my money for that. How many of y'all was with me when I said that? And so many of y'all told me that I was dead wrong. Oh, Dr. Shonna, how can you do that? Children need to be able to forge their own path in life. If your child is good in art, you should allow her to go to school for art. Come on, where's the people that have been with me forever? Zeus said, I remember. Y'all been with me, y'all know. And I was arguing with y'all. That's when I was new on the scene, when I did a lot of arguing. I don't argue with y'all fools anymore. Look at Earl. That's my homeboy Earl. He said, I remember that. And I don't even know Earl personally. We just built an online relationship. But that's what y'all told me. That's not right. That's not right. I'm a teacher and I do well. No, you don't. You're a liar. You can't afford those rent rolls. You with the man you don't even want to be with, because you need to. Because you ain't making no real money. No offense. We need our teachers. Shout out to all our teachers. We need our teachers. We need our teachers. We need our teachers. Shout out to all our teachers. We need our teachers. So I'm being funny. Y'all may not like my humor. Cute. But I'm being funny. We need our teachers. But I'm just saying, y'all teachers are struggling. You're $1 or 55 cents above the poverty line. You're struggling. You're struggling because I saw where the world was coming. I saw where the world was going. I saw what was happening. And I shared that part of my life with y'all. And y'all had a whole bunch of criticisms. And whose daughter is going to be a doctor? Whose daughter? Not no physician assistant. Shout out to all my physician assistants. Y'all ain't no doctors, but shout out to all my physician assistants. Whose daughter is going to be a doctor? I remember I shared that with y'all. She should be able to go wherever she want to go and take whatever class she want to take. Yeah, right. Because that's why people from other countries are taking your jobs, because there is a new world order. There is a great reset and y'all ain't prepared. Y'all too busy talking about Will Smith and Jada. You're too busy talking about Tony Rock. Y'all too busy talking about Black China. Y'all too busy talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Are they still on? I don't know if they're still on or not. I don't watch TV, but I don't know. Maybe. Right? Y'all too busy talking about that. And I told y'all, if the schools your child is in ain't focusing on science, technology, engineering, math, you need to get them out of there. Because I saw it. I saw it before it came. And I try to communicate it to you all. And you all argued with me. I even got some names from some of y'all. Bougie. I'll be bougie. You could bougie this. We'll see how bougie I am. Bougie this if you want to. Because there's going to be some complications and implications for the Black community. Keep playing with me. Keep playing with me. Think about it, y'all. You want to know what other rules have been changed that's going to affect you? What about the pathway to citizenship? The pathway to citizenship is questionable. Why do y'all think they are doing that? Shout out to all those who have immigrated into the country. I know y'all going to feel in some kind of way, but this is not meant to feel some kind of way. This is about critical discussion. Why do y'all think the pathway to citizenship now is questionable? Why do y'all think the person you were sitting next to that didn't know English yesterday, but learn English tonight, and they'll be taking your job tomorrow, and they'll be citizens next week? I'm just trying to tell y'all. Don't get in your bag. Don't get in your bag. We can't be here and have a critical conversation. Y'all gonna get offended and hurt by everything. That's the problem now. Y'all too busy getting hurt by everything. Y'all so sensitive and hurt by everything. You internalize everything all the time. You take everything so personally. Y'all can't sit back, step outside of the emotions and think about it. What about the voting rules? Are they not confusing now? Are they not transparent now? But they got y'all thinking things. And I'm not saying some of the things that's happening aren't true. I got to, but we got to look at things at a macro level. What's small? What's big? What's small, micro? What's big, macro? We got to think big. All these emotional games they playing now when it comes to voting. But do y'all even know what's happening right now? Every time one of us get out here, we try to educate y'all on voting and why you have to break the system and the things that we have to start doing, whether you like it or not. The people we got to stop voting for, whether you like, we telling you this for a reason, because y'all not reading the 576-page documents. Y'all not being strategic. Where's my boy Sid? Is he on tonight? Where's Sid? He usually is on with me. He probably didn't get the notification. But we break it up in pages. Look on this page. Look on this page. Look what they saying here. I don't know Sid personally. We build a relationship right here that I'm trying to build with y'all. But some of y'all just want entertainment. I keep telling y'all over and over again, I'm not here to entertain you. I might be charismatic at sometimes. I might have a vivid, colorful personality. Yeah, but I'm not here for your entertainment. I'm here to get you to think. I'm here to get you to think. It is crazy right now, and y'all don't even see it. What other rules are changing, people? What about families and how families are reconstructed or restructured is what I should say, or deconstructed? What about that? What about the values in families that are diminished? What about the restructuring of the definition of family? Ooh, y'all in your bag. Y'all big mad. Once upon a time, I don't know where you from, but y'all know where I'm from. Y'all know where I'm born and raised at. But once upon a time, I know ABC News used to put on at 10 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock p.m. every night like clockwork. What used to come on, y'all? What did they used to say? They used to ask one question at 10 o'clock p.m. on the ABC News. One question they used to ask. What was that question? And it really had to do with your family. What was that question they used to ask us? But do you hear it anymore? Do you hear it anymore? There you go. Who said it? Who said it? She need to come on my team. It's 10 o'clock p.m. Do you know where your children are? What happened to that, y'all? Because I'll tell you where your children are. Traffic it. I'll tell you where your children are. Missing. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? They don't do that no more. Whether it was Fox or ABC, my point is I thought it was ABC, not Fox, but I could be wrong. I'm okay. I'm okay with being wrong. But I'll tell you, we all in agreement that they used to do that because family values were important. They was pushing the fact that you should know where your kids are and your children should be home at a certain hours. They was pushing that fact. What about the programming that used to be on TV when it came to your children? What kind of program was on? They were family-centered values. Family-centered values in their programming. When was the last time y'all listened to some of the stuff in these children television shows? I mean, the stuff that's in the children television shows now, I'm like, what the? Turn that off. Go get a book. Sit down and do your IXL. Don't play with me now. Do y'all even listen to what your kids' cartoons are saying? There ain't no G.I. Joe no more. There's no Thundercats anymore. There's no Smurfs anymore. But guess what? When we talk about this kind of stuff, some of our voices are silenced while other voices are amplified. What kind of voices are amplified now? Because voices like mine are silenced. We're conspiracy theories. We're divisive. We're divisive. We're not helping to build America. We're tearing down America. Ooh, we all types of nasty, perverted language. We're aggressive. We're extremists. That's what we are. They call us all these bad names constantly. So when one of us get in front of you, because they know the number one place now for your source of information is on a smartphone, and they know y'all clicking and y'all listening to us on smartphones, and now we are a threat to the Great Reset. We are a threat to the New World Order. So there are certain voices that are amplified. Oh, baby, we're going to talk about them. Maybe not in part one of this conversation, but we're going to talk about those voices that are being amplified. And there's voices that's being silenced. And guess what, y'all? Primarily, there's one type of voice that's being amplified. And they say the same stuff over and over and over again because that's a way of programming your mind and getting you on track with the New World Order, on track with the Great Reset, on track with the restructuring of American values and belief systems, on track, baby, for what is about to come. Let's talk about social norms. Somebody said PBS Sesame Street is bad. You ain't never lie. You ain't never lied. Other day I was watching in some kind of restaurant. I was in some store, nail salon or something like that. And I'm watching. They had the little children's thing coming on. I was like, I don't remember like that when my kids were young. Oh, Lord, what the hell? What kind of demonic shit is this? Yes, I was disgusted. And everybody was like, oh, look, mommy, look. All excited because they see the fluffy, colorful Muppet just around the place and their kids are just looking. And I'm looking at them like, but are you listening to the message? Are you hearing this? Oh, shoot, y'all all programmed. I got to get on out of here. This is crazy. This is crazy. Right? It's crazy. But nobody's paying attention. Nobody is paying attention. Let's talk about these social norms. So on my page, I got to share it to Facebook because I haven't shared it to the Facebook community. So if you're on Facebook, you're probably going to hear about this right now if you have not been with me on YouTube in my community wall section. But I started sharing a number of different polls I want you all to partake on. And most of my polls, if not all of them, I don't have my phone over here, so I can't look it up. But most of my polls, if not all of them, got over 1,000 votes. And I talked about certain things on my polls to see what the community was saying. But I don't even know how many of y'all realized why I was even asking y'all those survey questions, why I was even bringing up these kind of conversations for y'all. I really wanted to see what the dialogue was going to be. I really wanted to see who's who in the community. But I talked about pedophilia as a sexual orientation. That's what they pushing. You know what that means, y'all? You know what that means, y'all? Do y'all know what that means, family? They are pushing pedophilia as a sexual orientation. Well, there's a research article that's out by J. Paul Fedorov, and he's a medical doctor. And he wrote this research editorial in the Journal of American Academy of Psychiatry and the Law. He wrote this, what year did he write this? In 2020. So it's a new research document. 2020 is still considered new. And what he did in this article, let me see if I can bring up this article because I want y'all to know that I'm telling y'all the truth. And I'm not going to break it down in this video, but I'm going to highlight just some things for you all because I really need y'all to know that this is the truth that I'm talking about. And just in case you all would like to look at this article on your own, it is an editorial written by a medical doctor, Dr. J. Paul Fedorov. And why I like this article is a short read, family, is a 5-page read, really 4, and the other page is full of references that you can cross-reference if you would like. But these are the kind of readings that I do, right? These are the kind of readings that I do because a lot of people just like to give opinions and, those are nice sometimes. And I opine from time to time, but I want to back up the things I opine about. So I go and I read this, right? He does a great thing with breaking down the definition of what an orientation is versus a sexual interest. Now, I'm not going to get into this right now, but I want y'all to see this, right? I want y'all to see this. But he does a great job at defining what it means. Like what actually is an orientation versus an interest. Okay, so you can read this. It's not a very long article. You see what I'm saying? He gives you multiple perspectives, not just his own. He gives you multiple perspectives. But here, right here, where it says orientation, you see this that I'm highlighting? Because I'm going to read this to you guys. I'm going to read most of it, right? It says orientation. This factor is defined by the gender or genders that may bring about strong feelings of affection, right? And it goes on to say other things, right? It says notably, orientation is not defined by genetics, gender, or drive. It is possible for men to have sex with men without being gay. Similarly, it is possible for gay men to continue to identify as being gay, even if they do not engage in sex or have no sex drive. Importantly, although lesbian women typically seek sex with women, gay men typically seek sex with men, bisexual people typically seek sex with both men and women, and people with heterosexual orientations typically seek sex with the opposite sex partners. In no case is orientation dependent on the gender of the person's sexual partner. Right? So it's talking about gender affection. Then he defines over here what sexual interest is. I'm going somewhere with this, family. It says this factor refers to what a person finds sexually arousing. Again, it is important to note that sexual interest is not defined by any of the other listed factors. For example, Pedophilia is defined by a sexual interest in children. A clinician that's somebody like me, who walks to the reception room to meet the first time with a patient who has pedophilia will not know if the patient will have a genetic condition, will be a male, female, or intersex, or will be a person who identifies as gay, straight, or bisexual. The mutability of sexual interest has been disputed and discussed in the next section, right? So let me stop that for a second. What does that mean? What the heck am I talking about? What does that mean? So on one of my polls I put out there, is pedophilia a sexual orientation? And we had 2% of our audience, 2%, feels that it is a sexual orientation. As you can see, it is an interest. A sexual interest is not the same as orientation. An interest is what gets you aroused. And people who like sex with children are aroused by them being children. The New World Order is trying to push the idea that pedophilia is a sexual orientation. Sex with children is a sexual orientation. I'm just trying to tell y'all. I'm just trying to tell y'all about the New World Order. I'm just trying to tell you about the Great Reset, baby. It's more than just economics, baby. It's more than equaling the global economic scale. It's more than that, baby. It is a restructuring of values. It is a changing of belief systems. It's a redefinition of words that we have become accustomed to. It is a changing of how we believe things, to change our thought process. And they feed us this stuff over and over and over again and tell us that it's fine and tell us that it's normal. And then they will have people writing research articles and research journals who fit into these populations of people, and they go out there and push it. And yet we don't realize the importance of going higher in our educations, and we don't realize the importance of having this research and publishing our research studies. We don't realize the importance of these things, and we allow one voice to turn over and speak for all of us and tell us all what a new disorder is, what a new illness is. They are allowed to change these things at the drop of a dime. They're allowed to say whatever they want to say and convince you of the opposite. Somebody just said in the feed, it's obvious a sexual orientation. Vonnie said that. Y'all better watch these things, family. Watch these things, family. That's all I'm going to say. Watch these things, family. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say, family. Y'all shouldn't be mad with people like Vonnie. Y'all should just listen, watch, make a note of it. Make a note of it. Just make a note of it. Just note it. Just note it. Social norms are changing. There's a debate right now currently, and we're going to talk about this later. I'm not going to break it down. I'm not going to analyze it. I'm not going to unpack it right now. But there's a debate right now about gender identity in children, in school-aged children. In school-aged children, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. This is what's happening right now. Whatever Johnny and Rebecca wants to be at 4 years old, Johnny and Rebecca get to choose that at 4 years old. Now, is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. I'm telling you, it's a debate. It's a debate. Right now, they're challenging the concept of what is meant to be a woman. There's a great article. I'm going to share this article with y'all too, so y'all can read it on your own. Don't take my advice, in my opinion. I'm going to share the article. Y'all can read it on your own. Very interesting read by Susan Stryker. Very, very interesting read by Susan Stryker. Y'all see that? 2018 BMW X1, 24,000. Woo. Don't let me look up Jeep. Y'all see Jeep, 30,000. Woo. Good Lord. Where's Stryker? Let's close this crap out. Where's Stryker? Let's go back, because I want y'all to see this article. Here it goes. Here we go, Stryker. Y'all want to know who Stryker is? Let me show y'all who Stryker is. I'm going to show y'all who Stryker is. Let me see if I can bring up Stryker. Come on, Stryker. This is Stryker. This is Susan Stryker. Susan Stryker is a woman by new definitions and new standards. That's why all of you guys that were so excited about Ketanji Brown, whatever her name is, Jackson, Ketanji. This is Susan. This is Susan. Say hi, Susan. Hi, Susan. Hi, Susan. All right. What does it mean to be a woman? It's complicated. It's complicated. Susan says an adult human female, in quotations. Y'all see this here, family? This is where I'm reading from, right? An adult human female, according to a seemingly common sense slogan seen on the t-shirts and laptop stickers of those who oppose the idea of transgender women, are women. They argue that gender itself is a false ideology masking the truth of biological sex differences. But women is complicated in ways that have little to do with transgender issues. Only the delusional would deny biological differences between people, but only the uninformed can maintain what the body means and how it relates to social category doesn't vary between cultures and over time. Let's finish reading, family. Let's finish reading. Here's where I started to go, what, Susan? You appropriator. You co-opter. Susan, you had me in the first paragraph, Susan. And then Susan goes on to say, the Caribbean novelist and intellectual Sylvia Wynter opposes the biocentric ordering of the world that emerged from European colonialism, the transatlantic slave trade. Let me say that again, because I know some of y'all gonna miss this. Some of y'all gonna miss this, but I'm gonna slow it down. The transatlantic slave trade depended, after all, on the idea that certain biological differences meant a person could be treated like property. The Black 19th century freedom fighter, Sojourner Truth's famous, perhaps, let me see, where am I? Ooh, good Lord. Good Lord. Good Lord. Where am I at? Question, ain't I a woman? Challenged her white sisters in the struggle for the abolition of slavery to recognize that what counted as woman counted in part on race. A century later, in the Jim Crow South, segregated public toilet doors marked men, women, and colored, underscored how the legal recognition of a gender binary has been a privilege of whiteness. In 1949, the French philosopher Simone de Beauvoir asserted that one is not born, but rather becomes a woman. In doing so, she grasped how the raw facts of our bodies at birth are operated on by social processes to transform each of us into the people we become. Who gets women by society and subjected to misogynistic discrimination as a result? And who answers yes to the question posed publicly or in the innermost realms of thought? And it goes on and on. It's a great read. I think it's an excellent read. It is an excellent read. But what I didn't like What I didn't like is how our great ancestors are always used for somebody else's purposes. What I didn't like, leave us out of it. Leave us out of it. Because it wasn't about biology or sex when it came to those of us who have a struggle in this great nation, who were enslaved for centuries. The reason why I just said colored, because we were animals. It was not about protecting our individual sexes. We were animals. But you see what happens. I tell you all the time, brothers and sisters, we are in a fishbowl. And everybody builds off our backs. Everybody builds off our backs. Everybody gets rights and privileges off our backs. Baby, everybody but us. So now there's a challenge. Somebody said that's why she didn't answer. Now, before I rip into your ass, Faith is all we need. Before I rip into your ass, because I don't want to make any assumptions. What exactly do you mean, Faith? Let me ask you what you mean, Faith. Because some of y'all was way too. She played it smart. She's smart. Now, don't get me wrong. The sister is smart. Don't get me wrong. The sister is skilled. Don't get me wrong. The sister learned the law and knows how to apply it, study it, find holes in it. The sister knows. There go Sid. Sid, you came late, Sid. We was looking for you earlier, Sid. I said, where's my brother Sid? Because he'll tell you how we get down when we start unpacking the changes in the voting system, right, Sid? How we split up those pages and we analyze those pages together. We do the real work. We do the real work. See, Faith don't get it. I want to see Faith's face. Give me your face, Faith. Faith don't get it. Faith is going to have to tune on to my part 2, because I ain't going into part 2 tonight. You're going to have to tune on to all my parts in this series. I'm going to break it all down. Right? She answered why she didn't say it. She said because currently it is being debated. It is on their desk. It is, if it's not on the way to Supreme Court, it is already there. They're changing things as you sleep. They're changing things as you sleep. So I wonder how this is going to look. But I'm going to leave that for part 2. I guess my doctor's going to have to change the name of the Women's Health Center, the OBGYN. The OBGYN is going to have to change the name of his practice. It can no longer be called the Women's Health Center. Maybe the Female Health Center. Maybe the Female Health Center. Because when I'm talking about the cysts on my ovaries, when I talk about how painful the cysts on my ovaries are, I need those who are like me to understand what I'm talking about. When I talk about the hot flashes that come from the inside of my body to the outside of my body, I need those who are like me to understand what I'm talking about so that they can have real compassion and empathy for me. Identify how you want to identify. It doesn't bother me. But I'm going to need people to understand me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all when we cry, when we have to make the decision to not have children anymore because it means our lives are the child and we have to remove certain things from our bodies. I'm gonna need somebody like me to understand how that feels to go through that mentally and emotionally. But that's a Mental Health Friday conversation. I'm gonna need somebody like me to understand that. When somebody like me, who else can relate to me? When somebody like me can't have no more children, I'm gonna need somebody like me to understand that. I'm gonna need somebody like me to understand when I see a little baby that's so cute, knowing I cannot have any more of them. I need somebody like me to understand that. I need somebody like me to understand the fear that I go through when I go get my pap smear. Because I know my mama died of ovarian cancer. I'm gonna need somebody like me to understand that. Right, Amina? Right, Amina? Right, Amina? I'm gonna need somebody like me to laugh with when we use the cup during that time. And we have our funny stories and our jokes about the cup. And if you have the cup, if you have the Diva cup or any other brand that's out there, if you have the cup and you know what I'm talking about, you know how it is when you got to walk pretty fast. You're like, oh shit, I got but so much time to get to that bathroom. This ain't no shock to nobody else. You ain't going to stifle my speech because I'm going to need somebody like me to understand that. I'm going to need somebody like me to understand Akina, who had a high-risk pregnancy due to fibroids. Right, Trina? The cup was running over, baby. You already know. We be like, oh, shit. It's almost 3 hours. It's almost 3 hours. I'm going to need somebody like me to understand that. Don't just laugh at me. Girl, no, bitch, no. No, you don't understand it. Let's not cross boundaries, baby. I don't cross on your toes. Don't cross on mine. I'm going to need somebody to understand Harlem Brown. Hysterectomy, immediate menopause at 45. I need somebody like Harlem Brown to understand me. Because we can talk for days, baby, what happens with that, right, Harlem Brown? We could talk for days how your body burns from the inside out. You be like, shit, is anybody else hot in this motherfucker? Woo! Lord Jesus. Need somebody else to understand that. I'm gonna need somebody to understand Suncheria, ladies. I can't even say ladies anymore. Females. I'm gonna need somebody to understand Sancheria, who almost lost her son to hemorrhaging of her blood. I need somebody to understand my sisters that have stillbirths at 8 months. I'm gonna need somebody to understand us. This is not an insult to you. We're not trying to insult you at all. Do what you want, but don't diminish our experience. Do what you want. Faith, say what you want. You will never have my experience and you can't understand me. Sit your ass down and get your feelings hurt if you want to. You're on the wrong channel if your feelings are going to get hurt. I'm just trying to say. We got silent up in this room. We got silent up in this room. To all my females talking, we can't say woman anymore, right? Come on, ladies. To all my females talking, 4 C-sections, 6 epidurals, and permanent back pain, I need my females to feel me. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This ain't got nothing to do with you. But y'all sleeping. Y'all sleeping. Y'all sleeping. Y'all paying attention to Jada and her husband. Y'all paying attention to the new music. You're paying attention to the nice new lace fronts. You're paying attention to the bold hold. You're paying attention to the next swimsuit. You're paying attention to the BBLs. Come on, Julie. I'm just trying to say, you're paying attention to a lot of stuff. You're paying a lot of stuff. You're paying attention to this kind of stuff. Whew. Y'all don't know what's happening right before your eyes, baby. Right before your eyes. It's happening. It's happening. But people want to fight with me. Fight yourself. Fight yourself. Because I don't come off my chariot to throw tomatoes with the peasants. Fight yourself. The pandemic has been the catalyst to upsetting the norms as we know it. The pandemic was perfect because a lot of y'all unconsciously followed along. Y'all questioned nothing. And as long as they was able to see that we can get y'all to do anything without proving anything to you. We just tell you it's all good in the hood and you're going to go along with it, baby. And as long as we can get you to do that, we can get you to do a whole bunch of other things. Oh, yeah, baby. This is a great reset. This is the new world order, baby. Y'all ain't ready for this series. I'm telling you, this is only part 1, baby. Y'all not ready for the series. Y'all not ready for the series. You're not ready for the series. You're not ready for it. Why aren't the people paying attention? Why aren't the people paying attention? I'm going to tell you why the people are not paying attention. We're going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here tonight. The show is over. The show is over. I'm going to tell you why the people are not paying attention, because 33% of y'all, 1/3, 33% of y'all are ruled by fear. 33% of y'all are ruled by fear. You need to identify who you are. That's right. Stand up to all my Aquarius in the room. Stand up to all my Sagittarius in the room. Stand up to all my Scorpios in the room. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because we get busy. Stand up to all my Virgos in the room. Stand up to all my Leos in the room. Stand up to all my Cancers in the room. We get real. We get busy. I'm just trying to tell you. Where's my Aries in the room? We get busy. I'm just trying to tell y'all. 33% of y'all ruled by fear. Y'all don't want to shake the room. You don't want no beef. You don't want no drama. Right? You don't want the smoke. You don't want no problems. Whatever they do, they're going to do, and you just going to go along with it because you scared of the repercussions. That's why y'all ain't paying attention. The other 33% of y'all are lulled to sleep by things that don't matter. The other 33% of y'all are asleep by things that don't matter. You guys love the comfort of your bed. As my friend's mama used to say to her kids, she used to say, get up. You ain't going to stay in this bed all day. I'm going to let y'all finish it. How many mamas used to say that in the house? Where's my family at? How many mamas used to hear that line in the house? You ain't going to sleep in the bed all day to what? My mama used to say this part, to what? Right? Why you can't sleep in the bed all night? Let's see. Let's see what the family says. Let's see what the family says. Why y'all can't sleep in the bed all night? You ain't going to sleep until what? Come on, y'all. Don't say my mama did. Tell me what your mama used to say. Until what? I'll tell you what my mama said, and I'm going to tell you what my friend's mama used to say. Right? Y'all ain't don't tell me mine did. Tell me what y'all said. Why you couldn't sleep in the bed all night, y'all. Come on, family. Because this is our cultural thing. Y'all know this is our cultural thing. And y'all know who my target audience is. We got some visitors and visitors get offended. Right? Here go one person, mama. You right. That's one thing. You ain't going to sleep your life away. What else they used to say, right? You ain't going to stay in this bed till noon, right? You ain't going to stay in this bed till noon. You ain't going to stay into the bed. Then you go to the sunrise down. Let me tell you what my mama said. My mama had a nasty mouth. She said, you ain't going to stay in the bed till the sun rise up in your... Oh, somebody's mama's like my mama. Here it goes. Till the sun rise up in your ass. Right? That's what my mama used to say. You ain't going to stay in the bed all night till the sun rise up in your ass. Get up, pick up a book and read. That was my mama. Clean that kitchen. And when you're done, read. And when you finish reading, then you can watch some TV. Where's my black mamas at? Right? Go ahead, Ava. Get your black ass up. Ain't no sleeping in my goddamn house. Come on, black mamas. Where you at? Where you at? But I'm going to tell you what my friend's mama used to say. Well, she my ex-friend. She ain't my friend anymore. I had to cut her off after 31 years. I sure did. I don't play games with people. You negative, you got to go. But she used to say, while you sleeping, while you want to be in that bed sleeping, white people up jogging at 5 o'clock in the morning thinking about how they're going to take over the world. Boom! Y'all ain't catch that one. Get up. She's awake at crack of dawn. Get up. While you in this house sleeping, white people out there running, thinking about how they're going to take over the world. Did she lie? Did she? Go ahead, Nia. Nia said no lies being told. No lies being told. Now you're about to lose a lot of your rights and don't even see it because your asses are sleeping. Family, stop sleeping. Stop sleeping. Get up. Get up. Look at the haters. Look at the haters. Let me show you the haters. You better check the description of this page. This page makes it very clear who the audience is and what we talk about. So if it don't apply, let it fly. Eat the meat and throw out the bones. What's not for you ain't for you. And what you can take away from it. Stop getting in your bag. Stop getting offended, your sensitive ass. Everybody's so goddamn emotional. So emotional. See what I mean? Everybody's so emotional. Calm your ass down and just join the conversation. Y'all know that story. Y'all know what we say. Eat the meat and spit out the bones. If it don't apply, let it fly. You see how people don't like to let things fly? Ooh, isn't that privilege? You can come on somebody else's show and show your ass. Ooh. 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 And you see how this joker is, right? You see this joker don't know nothing about me and my money. Ooh. I'll run you over with my Benz so quick you won't even know it. Shut up. Sit your ass down. Go back to wherever you from because you ain't from here and I ain't talking to you. I'm trying to tell y'all. You want to know what the other third is doing? The other third of the people, the other 33%, they ain't aware. You see it right here. They don't aware because they don't see a threat. They don't see a threat until it runs their asses over. Then they want to cry. Right? And what is the other 1% doing? The other 1% is analytical, independent, and questions everything. Right? Yeah, right, Trina. I was laughing at that too. Says the person with the name that's probably consistent with witchcraft. Says that person. You see how they are, Trina? Girl, bye. Bye. You know who he is. A bootlicker. Girl, bye. Right? But yet they on my channel. But yet they on my channel. They on my channel. What did I tell y'all, people? Family, what did I tell y'all? Pay attention to people's mental health. I tell you all the time, if you don't like something, why would you engage on somebody's channel? You have the liberty to walk away. Why would you even help the algorithms by even leaving a message? You could tell a critical thinker from one who is not. Why would you even entertain? I pop on people's lives all the time. If I don't like it, I just move out and keep it moving. I don't waste my time because I'm not emotional. Right? They can't help to watch. Because when you drop in gems that are uncomfortable, it's always going to trigger emotions in other people. It is always going to do that. They want to get mad at me, but they're not mad at the powers that be that's about to ruin their whole damn life and their generations to come. Don't get mad at me. Right? Right? But they don't know nothing about time. Somebody said, right? Is there time to waste? So dumb. They don't know nothing about time. Instead of sitting here for an hour and 15 minutes, what can they be doing, family? You know what you can do for an hour and 15 minutes? You know what I can get done in an hour and 15 minutes? You see what I'm talking about? You see what they just proving my point? They just prove they can't help. What we say in our community, bless their heart. Right? Bless their heart. You know, we say to them, right? Bless their hearts. And you know that's an insult when we say bless their heart, right? We know that. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. But here's the last thing I want to say to y'all, family, why I talked about this tonight. And this is only part one. This is only part one. Shout out to Paul. Thank you so much, Paul. This is only part one. Let me tell you why I'm talking to my community right now. I'll tell you why. Because our community is shrinking. We're shrinking in wealth. We're shrinking in family structure. We're shrinking in acknowledgement. We're shrinking in respect. We're shrinking in power. And we're shrinking in critical thought, baby. We are shrinking in critical thought. We will experience within our community our own reset. There's always going to be a larger reset. What did Malcolm X say? Is to what? Was it Malcolm X or was it Dr. King? I think it was a Dr. King. Two Americas, right? Two Americas, right? And what was the other one that was said? What was the other thing that was said? When white America catch a cold, Black America what? Black America what? Right? We get the flu. We get the flu. This is why I'm talking to y'all. Because what's happening is not for the better. It is not for the better. Not as a whole, not for America as a whole, and damn sure not for our community. It is not for the better. And we are in a lot of trouble, family. We are in a lot of trouble because we depend greatly on government. And contrary to what people believe is, because we already know what kind of government they think we depend on, and we already know what the statistics really say, but that's another conversation. We depend greatly on government for our jobs. A lot of us are government workers. We depend on government for our housing. Many of us got to get our mortgages through the government, FHA, because a lot of us ain't putting 20% down to avoid that FHA. We want 3.5% to 5%, right? We depend on the government for our education. Ooh, baby. Ooh. We depend on the government to make everybody else have some form of civilism to make us feel like equality exists. And we're benefited from it, right? The government have to tell the other companies what to do, how many Black people to hire, right? It's going to be worse for us. I'm going to leave you with this, family, and I'm out. And you know why it's going to be worse? Because once you depend on the government for all of that stuff, you got to understand this. There is always a price attached to it. A price is always attached to everything. Everything. What are you willing to pay for being asleep? What are you willing to pay for ignoring the messages that are coming your way? What are you willing to pay? For every time you say, yes, Black girl magic. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, we got a black vice president. Yeah, we got a black judge. Yeah. Don't write a check. Don't write a check. Your ass can't cash, baby. It's going to be hell to pay. It's going to be hell to pay. So listen, y'all. Family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are on YouTube, give the video a thumbs up. Continue to engage in the chat. Keep the algorithms going. Thank you, family. If you are on Facebook, give the page a like and a follow. Share the video. Give it a thumbs up. Leave a message in the chat. Keep the algorithms going. To my ladies who have ordered their products, I will be fulfilling all orders on Tuesday and on Wednesday. If you want your pheromone perfume, there's the roll-ons, there's the body spray, there's different types. If you want your massage oil candle, because y'all going to have to get some relief after tonight's video. Y'all going to have to get somebody to rub you down you need a massage after tonight's video. And you better stay with your man. How this world is going. You better stay with your man, if you know what I mean, baby. But go ahead to helpingcouplesreconnect.com to get either the pheromone massage oil candles or the pheromone perfume or body mist. Go on now to helpingcouplesreconnect.com. 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 Because you know what this is about, y'all. Y'all think twice about letting your man go because the economy is changing. You ain't prepared to be on your own if you ain't making $150 or better, baby. You making that $60,000, $70,000 or $80,000. You might want to stay booed up if you know what I'm talking about, because it is a new world order. Don't get left behind. I love you all and have a great night.